Now that we know how the Properties tab works, let's take a look at the Hero section of each of our pages here. We'll start out with the landing page, and the Hero section is comprised of the image here at top called the Hero image and the Teaser Hero box underneath that has Latin in it and the our innovative approach button. On the standard content page, the Hero section is simply comprised of the image. It doesn't have the box. So we'll go with the landing page for now, since it has more complexity than the standard content page does. To enter into edit material or change material in the Hero section, we want to use the multi-edit button. The multi-edit button is just to the left of the check-in, check-out button, the light bulb, and I can click there, and it'll put me in there. And there's a second way to enter it if you'd like. Under the Properties tab, right here. And you have a section here, it's parameters, title and metadata, custom settings, and there's a multi-edit content right there. And so we're in the controls for the Hero section here, multi-edit content. And first up is Hero header CTA section. This controls the image at the top. So we can use that to just completely shut the image down. Be aware, if you want to get rid of the Hero image, you can. But if you do, you need to delete out all the details in Hero image and image description. They need to be totally blank, either clear or you can backspace, whichever you want to do. If you do not do that, but still shut this off, you will get a large white space on your page. Because basically you've told it you don't want an image there, but it's taking the data from underneath and still trying to populate that area. So let's go back in the multi-edit here, turn it back on. And brought our image back. But you don't need that image there. All you would have to do is delete this out and click save. So header Hero image required. This is where you set your Hero image for the top of the page. And you note that we have a code here, and we saw one of these in the gadgets menu earlier on the page, F:2123 in double brackets. So this is actually a kind of code called a dependency link. And a dependency link is a sort of fingerprint for an item on a web page. It allows links to not break, so to speak. If you use a URL and something moves to another URL, another location in the directory structure, as we saw from the breadcrumb trail, but you have a URL there, it will break and send someone to 404. In the case of an image, you'll get an image not there sort of error that shows the alt text. But these kind of codes will avoid that. And no matter where the image or the page or whatever's moved in the system will always find it and apply it to that link. We'll get a little bit more on how to apply a dependency link later when we do insert edit links. But for now, we would use this tab, select image. To select whatever image we want as our header image. And here's a 1200 pixel Wichita State Shockers logo. It's Woo Shock. Maybe we want to use that. I'll go ahead and insert that. And the image preview changes. Note the item description text. It says placeholder. Image description is alt text or alternate text. And what it is it's accessibility tool. So to be accessible compliant, the image description, the alt text basically, has to describe the image to a user that is using a screen reader such as NVDA or JAWS. If it does not do that, it is not accessible compliant. Now, the system auto-generates the word placeholder, particularly when it generates that image of the students walking in front of Radigan Student Center. Placeholder is not accessible compliant. It says nothing about the image. It's just text there to stop an error from being generated by the system. So in order to be accessible compliant, we need to change this to descriptive text. What I could maybe say here is it's a cartoon drawing of the Wushock mascot smiling with a sprig of weed in his mouth. And that's plenty of descriptive text, describes the image and what it is. And that would make it accessible compliant. I could save that. And you see that our hero image has changed. Now note that it doesn't show the whole image. It only shows part of the image. That's because the hero image section there isn't set to show the whole image. What it is it's sort of like the window of a house. If somebody stands outside the window of a house and they look through the window at a living room, they don't see the whole living room. They only see what's viewable through the window. That's exactly the same principle that's in effect here. The image is behind this space that looks on only part of the image. So hero images can be a bit of a tricky thing if you're making them yourself. And if you're interested in doing so, I have a tutorial video I'll link here that explains how to do it using a template background, as well as providing download templates you could use to create those hero images. So let's go back in here to MultiEdit. Our next stop is hero video. And it works the same way as the image. We can search through the directories to the video that we've uploaded into the system and link it up there the same way. We don't have one there, so I'm not going to do that right now, but it operates the same way. Something to remember. Two things. One, try to keep them 5 seconds or less for bandwidth usage reasons. The other thing is that if you use a video, be sure to have an image here. It's required. The reason why it is because mobile devices will not display the video. The system is set to automatically do this. It's trying to save the user on a mobile device bandwidth use. So it will show the hero image and not the video. So remember, if you use a hero video, you need to use a hero image as well. Our next stop on the way down is header CTA image and video overlay. So this is a little overlay box that will lay over the top right of the screen where the hero image or video is. It's a neat little thing that can be used for things like call outs. Maybe you have an event or a contest or something that you want people to immediately see information on that when they log into your site. This allows that to happen. And you see that it's unchecked by default. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to click save. And that's it right there. Get information about Wichita State, personalized for your situation. There's a button, request info, and it's a link button. So let's go look at the things that comprise that. We have the display on, CTA content, get information about Wichita State, personalized to your situation. You can change the text. Like so. You have link text. This is the text that will appear in the button. So coming back to the header CTA image video overlay dialog here, we have the CTA content. I've changed, this is the header CTA image video overlay box. We have link text, I've changed to button, and we have a hashtag in the link thing. We can use the click on it. So there we go, choose file. So we can navigate through the system and link a web page. In this case, I might want to link my PDF accessibility page. So I could go, I'm at the home, and I'll use the filter to find services. And sometimes it has to sort through a lot of information, so you have to be patient with it. Services, there we are. MRC. We're looking for web services, and in web services, looking for PDF remediation. It'll give me a preview of the web page, choose file, and see we generated a dependency link there. So now that link will go to that web page, send the user to the web page. So let's look at what modifies the yellow box underneath. Under here, we have the page intro panel. The page intro panel is that yellow box right here with the buttons. And it's modified much the same way as the Hero CTA. You can turn it off if you want, so it's not displayed at all. And you can change the text. A lot of times, these are a good place for a sort of summary, exciting overview of your page's general function or your department's function, what have you. And panel background set to wheat, which we can see here. Maybe we don't want wheat. Maybe we want a different color. We've got options here to set it. Panel background. I'm going to set it to light, which is sort of light gray. And we have, as we noticed here, we've got one button that says our innovative approach. We can change that. We've got actually options for up to 3 buttons, link text 1 and link 1. So we might change this to button 1, button 2, button 3, and we have hashtags here. In the case of this box, the hashtags will make the buttons appear, because notice that you can't see the buttons here. That's because there's no characters in the space. Now you can use this to search for URLs, just like I did with the PDF page for the previous. But for now, just so we can see the buttons, let's put hashtags in there. And click Save. And all of our changes have taken effect. And we can publish the page. Make some notes. And over on my live page, my changes are reflected. And that's the hero section editing via the multi-edit on a landing page. On a standard content page, it's quite a bit similar. It's quite a bit simpler. We click multi-edit here. And really the only option we have is the hero image. In many cases, and sometimes it can take these hero images a bit to load because they're usually pretty large images. The default recommended size of a hero image is 3000 by 2250 pixels. But a lot of cases, people don't want hero images on their standard content pages. And like I said, if you want to take the CTA section off of the landing page, you have to delete this out. So we can just select that and delete it, or we could use the clear button if we wanted to. Clear out the alt text, save. Publish. Note what we did. Give it a section to give it a moment to catch up with itself. And the hero section has gone off the standard content page. And that is header sections in a nutshell. So next stop, we're going to get into editing content on the pages themselves.